Oh, welcome, welcome. Yes, it works perfectly. Welcome to the very first Inner Circle coaching call. I feel so honored to serve you here in the Soul Calling portal with the Inner Circle and specific coaching for you on your path, on your individual way to fulfill your true essence and to live it and to experience it. I am so happy that we start now with a few first members, even before the official launch of the Inner Circle happened. This is so magical that we have already 4 members signed in, and I'm so happy to give you this gift to be a lifelong member with only this one-time payment. This is actually the papaya Haim principle. If you know myself, I work with this principle since years. We can learn from the papayas, and they can build fruits and help each other to expand when they are on the same field. And this is exactly the picture we take. Because in my world, if someone is here and he feels there is something going on and it's aligned with the own purpose, then the people know it always worth it, because there are special deals, there are special invitations to build from the beginning and to be successful together. So that's why I'm so touched about the fact that Barbara signed up, Franziska signed up, Sabine signed up, and also Patricia signed up. It's a variation of different leaders, female leaders. It's not meant to be only for female people, but at the moment we are just us 5, and this is absolutely perfect. Let's think about the fact that we are 14 members and totally 4 signed up for the Inner Circle in this pre-launch. This is absolutely exciting. So I hope I didn't forget anyone to mention. And one of the magical things here, and that's why probably only my note taker and I are here live. One of the magical things here is that I prove how to bring value even if you are not live in the call. This means when you are in the Inner Circle, you are so invited to write your question in the thread. And if you are not able to attend live, just to grab your answer later with the recording. This is so important because nowadays, we all know it, we lack time, and we work on the fact having more time. But it's really crucial that if you are able to organize it, to be live, then do it, because in this direct interaction, I can do so much more for you and go so much deeper, and in these layers of your questions, I can see you profoundly, and I can coach you much better. I think this makes sense. But if it's not possible, do not hesitate to write down your question, because I will deliver an answer so that you have even a little step to work on between two coaching sessions, right? So as I mentioned, we are still in the beginning. It's actually the step before the beginning. That means this soul calling portal here will grow. It's meant to have thousands of members. And so the inner circle will grow too. And this means I will provide more coaching calls as soon as we realize I cannot provide with only one call, there will be another call. Or if I realize there are so many questions for German people and they would love to get coaching in German, then I will be so happy to add a German coaching call. It's only up to us, right? Just communicate in the community. Give yourself the honor to be open, and let us give ourselves the trust to be in this community and to be a oneness which serves each other. So I prepared some frequently asked questions because it's really important that we have a solid start on our journey to fulfill ourselves with our true calling. And this is what the inner circle is meant for. It should support you on your path. Imagine a few years ago, I only did that with premium coachings, meaning my clients invested a low 5-figure number to come in my containers, which had a duration from 2 months until 6 or 10 months. And this was actually the only way to get a guidance and to realize, okay, I'm not alone. I need the environment. I want to check in every day somewhere. I need the mindset. I struggle with some typical things. We want to talk about that later. And that's why it's so important. It was always my big dream to offer an inner circle which is payable for everyone, actually. Because we will launch the inner circle for $33 a month. And everyone can do that if he really wants, right? But even then, when he thinks, I have no priority here, I need the money elsewhere, it's okay. Stay in the soul calling portal. And if you are someone which I call influencer, or like, and actually I call these people ambassadors. When you are in your full expertise, in your full fulfillment of your really true essence, your calling, then you are so welcome to be here too, because it never stops to create and to receive the updates. And guess what? You are so needed to be seen, because you are an inspiration and a motivation for everyone others here. And that's why it's so welcomed that every range of the path to fulfill and to live our true essence is happening here. I hope this makes sense. And if you feel that you are like an ambassador or an influencer, and you are in this honesty and grace to work on yourself every day, still, I congratulate you, because you are not only an inspiration, you have also automated, actually, like a stage, because you are here. It's like only because you show up sometimes when it feels aligned, that you comment, that you like, that you cheer up, that you also ask questions. So people and we us can see it's really on eye level. No one is on a pedestal, and you get to be seen in your soul expertise. This means when you have clients which are interested to come in the soul calling portal, then please invite them and let's learn together to overcome the fears which may be there. The fears, or yes, fears that someone would steal your clients, probably, or other fears. But invite your clients, tell them that you are here too. I suggest to offer a combination of with your paid expertise, so that they can do both, and you are like here, like a guidance in the free version when they discover their true calling. You can also invite them in the inner circle. You will see later on when the group is growing, I will offer affiliate links so that you have your own links and you create with me together an inner circle also with your tribe. This is very important. And I really need support and help for the later stages, because I feel it, I get it from spirit world and from God, that the inner circle or extensions of it will be filled up with other expertises too, like nervous system regulation, or quantum whatever, or manifestation whatever, or solving from blockages, or concrete reprogram your subconscious mind, or whatever. It could also be that extended courses like topics about our health, hormone regulation, or whatever we seek for, could have place here. But you can imagine it's always about trust. And it's really, really important. I think you would feel the same way if you were in my shoes. It's really important that I am able to connect with ambassadors and future collaborations, holders of possible collaborations with me or this space. So this is what school is so famous about. This place where we are guests with the soul calling portal. This is what I really love about school, these values, that everything gets supported if it's on the right place and if it's aligned with clarity, with loyalty, with a squeaky clean building up and giving and taking equally. Yes. So school will honor you automatically with your interaction, with your really authentic showing up. And I don't have to do something because you will automatically show up also in my consciousness. And it would be so easy when we connect from this space to do later on business together. And this would be such an honor for me. So whenever you watch this call, either it's a few hours after a live stream or a few days, weeks, months, or even years later, I invite you to take these values. And if you feel called to create together with me, or even invite me also to your base and top of funnel spaces, let's talk. So I want to answer 3 typically questions, which are often really heavy on our hearts as soon as we finally know what our true purpose is. I mean, the most people really suffer as long as they don't know what their purpose is. But when they come in and enter and they get familiar with the GPT, I mean, this could be one burden that they aren't familiar with AI. And it's the first time and how to do it. But let's say this is no obstacle. They get a real facing about their depth and deeper layers, but also the hidden layers, or someone other would say the shadow layers. And that's typically the reason why some people are afraid to do personal development or afraid to sit down and meditate, because there is an unconscious fear to face their dark spaces. I call it dark, but it's not a meaning like bad. It's just dark. You know, wherever sun is also darkness. It's not possible other way around. This is the duality and polarity here on this 3D game Earth. So where shadow is, light can only be there when shadow is there, or darkness. And darkness doesn't mean that it's bad. It's just dark. You know, it's not a light there yet. I always imagine like a stage. And on really good stages, there are several lights. Perhaps you already experienced that when you stay on a stage and look above you on the ceilings, there are so many lights for different reasons. Every light has its own work to do. So let's assume there is a light for only one spot in the middle of the stage. The other part of the room, of the stage, is in the darkness. But it's just not enlightened, right? It's not bad because of that. There is just not another light. And if another light is coming and spots on around. So and that's what we are doing here. Through the awareness, through getting more to know about yourself, we just turn the spots on. And we learn to realize, we learn to acknowledge without judgment. I really, really invite you to learn not to judge. This is actually a big thing. I trained that since years, but it's so releasing. And it deletes so much heavy stuff from your shoulders when you learn just to realize, just to watch, and to say to yourself, oh, how interesting. Wow, this is going on. Okay. You can get more about this thinking and also how to manifest on this basis, on this base, and literally to activate quantum leaps in the soul calling manifestation course inside of this inner circle. I invite you to go there. In these days, I set up free first audios. It's like a little podcast. And every week, another one will follow so that you get support, additional support for your mindset and your quantum leaps. Because this is like a miracle. It's really like magic. When someone allows itself to be fully aligned, meaning body, ghost, and soul, body, mind, and soul aligned, meaning you do what you are meant for, and you are conscious in your center and doing that, following your intuition, which is actually just a language of your soul, then time collapses. The things are going on like you cannot feel it or take it or judge about it because it's just happening. And this is what I wish for everyone here. You will also learn about alignment. I always talk about the vertical alignment and the horizontal alignment. The vertical alignment is what I just mentioned, body, mind, and soul. And the horizontal alignment is what you are thinking and feeling and talking and acting is going out and coming back. You know, this is the vertical alignment. So that's why we can take the things which are coming back like a mirror message and doing a reversed creation to be aware about our subconscious thinking and feeling, because it's important that we are aligned with that when we talk and act. I hope this makes sense. So one frequently asked question is, now I discovered my calling, but how can I start living in everyday life without turning my whole world upside down? And you know, this is so important because often people mean, okay, I know that now, and it should be actually happen yesterday and not now or tomorrow, right? It should be happen now very quickly. Sometimes we are even in so intensive desires, and we are even in so intensive feelings, sometimes unfortunately also based on lack. We must learn to stop and to center ourselves and to breathe, to calm down, We must learn to regulate our nervous system. We must learn to feel safe, to anchor in to Mother Earth, and to get open to our soul energy and God, and to let ourselves from this space, from this place. Makes sense? And it's what I just said. It's literally learning. It's another way of learning, but it's also learning, and learning is always training, like a muscle, you know. You have to repeat, you have to remember, you have to do it again and again. So if you realize asking yourself, what do I do? I always repeat myself, this is actually a good thinking, a good thought, because you are on the right place as soon as you repeat the right things, right? So humans are also animals. We are also animals. I know people don't like to hear that, but we are also animals. We are very loved. We had the possibility, and still do, to develop our brain, and it's getting faster and faster. And that's why we are on the top, on the, let's say, hierarchy of the animals. But in our subconscious, we are still like animals. We are functioning, we function like animals. And it's really important to know that in terms of leading ourselves or leading even other people, because it's always a group setting, and we are meant to be in a group setting. But we are also meant to get a relaxation when we use rituals and habits, or the other way around. First habits and then create rituals from it. People like that, not only like that, but also feel much more safe because they use these habits and rituals. And when they are coming first, it's very conscious, a conscious play, like a game. And after a few weeks, at least 3 months, it's going in a subconscious area and getting automated. That's what we call habits, right? So the big thing is here to look at your habits, existing habits. When we want to answer this question, how can I start living in my everyday life with my real true purpose? Please look at your habits, which you nurtured until now. And ask yourself, I would like create a list. What are you doing from the morning until the evening? On every day, weekdays and weekend days. What are your habits? And then you ask yourself, point for point, habit for habit, is this nurturing my true purpose? Or is it, how is the word, sabotaging myself? Is it something nurturing the other life, which is not the true me, not the real me? Make some markers with every habit which is not serving you, and contemplate about that together with your soul, your spirits, and God. What do you want to do instead? Because the most beautiful thing when you work with your habits is to replace them with something which feels similar, but actually nurtures you for a new way. But if you replace them, it's not taking energy. It's actually giving energy and supports you. If you think, I don't have to replace them, I hold them, I do them, and I do a new habit separately, it can be taking energy. Actually, really, really much, because this is experience from over 20 years doing that and observing and talking with others, working with my clients with that. When we cannot letting go the unuseful stuff, it's getting hard. So get aware about what is helping and take it like a project to replace it with new habits which are nurturing your purpose. Start with that. And then surround yourself with people which are like-minded, like this community here. It must not be this community here. You can choose to be elsewhere, but have a look at this point. Do you feel supported? Do you feel seen? Can you be yourself? Do you belong? Can you show up and say something and don't feel bad? But you must know something. Sometimes you are with like-minded people and you feel bad when you show up, but it's not because of the community. It's because there are lack conditions in your subconscious field and you have to heal and transform them. So this is this community here, this inner circle, also about come into the calls. I want to help you with that. And later on, I'm really sure that we have some experts in these fields, which even help better than me, but I do that since so many years. Let's start here. Which is also, what also is really important, that you give you the ability to elevate something. Let's say something in your behavior, like how you present your body. Are you stepping and going and walking like that, or like that? Are you speaking with power and confidence? Or are you even not talking? What are you wearing? Do you wear clothes from your past identity? Or can you change little things, a blouse or your shoes? Or for our female entrepreneurs, leaders, do you want to change something with the nails or your lips or makeup or the hair? You see it on myself. I changed the hair 1 year ago when I moved to Dubai. It was a really important step in my new identity. When I look at the pictures, when I literally landed here, this was an old Chantal. She was okay, but she was not future identity. And even now, I'm not my future identity because, the word explains it. But we can constantly work on that and step by step adjust little things. I hope this helps. A second question frequently asked is, I'm really afraid I might lose my vision or the courage to follow through until the fulfillment of my true purpose? How can I stay connected and stay on track? This is actually a brilliant question because I see it on myself when I work with my future identities and my goals and my visions. I have so many tools actually, and I really use them. But it is really important that I help myself to remember where I was yesterday. So you must ask yourself, what can you give you in the evening before you sleep so that you have a higher potential when you awake next day, that you remember? And what can you give you to help to remember in the mornings? Can you stay a few minutes in the bed, breathing, connecting to your soul, and remembering how you slept in yesterday? Can you take your notes? Yeah? Can you take your notes and read them to remember? Can you do exercises, a walk, or listening to your favorite music to feel your purpose again, to feel yourself again? Can you do that? Then write down what you want to do. Write down your ideas. It's really very individual. And let's talk about these ideas in the community, please. And inspire each other. Try things out. One thing is really important. Sometimes we find some things and it's really working. And then we think subconsciously, so this is my thing and it's working my whole life. And then we are angry with ourselves when it's just working 3 days or let's say 3 weeks. You must know we are always in change. I think it was Einstein who said, change is the only thing which is really given as the one safe thing in this life, you know? So we must be open to the change, and not only we as a person change and our identity change, hopefully, but also our purpose. So, and also our habits. So it's on us to constantly work on these habits. And it's also really depending on your character, on the way you are. This is so important to acknowledge you and to find out how it works with your personality. Let's say it could work weeks and months, what you decide to do for sleep in and to wake up and to go in your daily life and to be in your divine soul aligned state the whole day. Then it's working for you like that. That's good. Be aware of it, be happy of it, create a compound effect to be happy about being happy, and create gratitude. Create a compound effect about this gratitude. When you are grateful about your gratitude. But it could be that your personality is not doing like that. It could be that it changes like every day. So you must find something to be aware about it and then joyful, to change joyful, you know, and not to judge about the fact that you change like every day. It's just given, and you can change that. It's a signature in your purpose. Take it and learn to go with it. And let's talk about these tips, tools, and hacks. This is one of the most important things, so that we can, like sewing the new from the future in the now. Yes. Without that, we have no chance to change. Without that, it's not possible. I hope this helps. So the last question I prepared is, what if I don't know how to turn my purpose into something that reaches others or even makes money? I like this question very much because I know a lot of us here are here because they feel called to create a soul business, or even already have soul businesses, one or more. And they are on the path to realize how important their potential and their purpose is to serve this world and the people on this world, right? And that's why we have to learn to implement the mindset that this is totally okay, that we set up our skills and our purpose and to take money for it. So for this portal, it's planned that there is another GPT coming, or probably a third too, which should help you with this question to discover not only what your expertise could be with your purpose, but also with concrete clarity on your ideal customer, on your clear message with your expertise, let's say like an elevator pitch, and also on creating beautiful and helping offers, and also the pricing. This is like the next step, or one of the next steps here in the community. I know from Spirit World that it's coming and it's planned, but I don't know how and when. But feel free to ask your questions about that. If this one here is not enough, come in the coaching calls and it will naturally create the next step for the purpose of this community. You know what I mean? So what I can say for now, if you are in this deep desire to monetize your purpose, the first step is to live it, as we just discussed, as good and as fully as possible. You know, I realized I really lived my purpose since years. But suddenly I came to an awareness spot point. I realized if I really want to go next level, I must move. I must move my ass out of my original country, because it was not enough anymore. I felt I am fully in since years, but I didn't got the results anymore. You know, what we spoke about, the horizontal alignment. It didn't come back. So that's why sometimes we have literally to change the physical environment, not the people environment. So I invite you to check up first. Do you really live your purpose for fully, meaning your lifestyle, how you really want to live your daily life? Let's say sleeping out, and not being in the office at 7 a.m.? Or are you still doing compromises? Because if you're doing compromises, in my experiences, it's much harder to build a soul business on that than if you really are open and courageous. Yes, it needs courage. Courageous enough to first change your habits and your lifestyle. I know it's hard because normally people think when I have this result, then I change my life, my lifestyle, my behavior, my whatever. But actually, it's the other way around. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I want to really say that to you. Detangle yourself from the thought it must be perfect. You will get a lot of energy back if you do that. It has to be actually, I'm imperfect, because with being imperfect, you have more awareness, more realizations, you have more like trampolines to step up. Then everything would be perfect. You would even not be aware that you are already on the spot, on the desired spot. So I hope this answers helps too. I think I want to close for today. The next coaching, let's check that in the community. The next coaching, InnerCircle coaching call will happen in October. It's usually the third Tuesday from the month of the month. It's on October 21. And I think much things will happen until then. It's going to be great. And I hope you can invite a lot of people also to this space. Use the fact that the Soul Calling portal is for free. I will always adjust it because I'm always on testing things so that we have more potential to reach more people. Help me with that. I thank you so much for that. And it's such an honor and such a pleasure that you are here. Thank you once again to these wonderful ladies which committed to the lifetime access. I'm so happy. I'm so honored. It's gonna be great with us. Thank you for being here. And thank you for everyone who is watching this later. It's so good that you are here too.